Clayton, we still have no sound.
How about now?
Yep.
Sorry. Thanks.
All right, we have some guests here today. Those of you that aren't board members, if you would introduce yourselves, please.
My name is David Atkin, and about 4:30 this evening, I emailed all of the board members some notes on lobbying, and if you have any questions about that, I'll answer them.
Frank Atwood, Center Right Coalition Libertarian Liaison, and also advocate for approval voting. And I'll talk later.
Okay.
I'm Ross Clough. I've been a Libertarian for 8 months, and this is the second board meeting.
Sorry. Welcome. Sorry to repeat it that way.
I want to remind everybody, make sure you turn your phones back on after the meeting.
And Steve Gallant, UN Observer.
Thanks, Steve. Great. Has everybody read the minutes from last month?
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce, forgive me. Please.
Bruce Griffith, regular attendant.
Right. Board minutes, any additions need to be added to that before we call them good? Okay. Officer reports. Is Jay online? We're on phone. Is Jay with us?
Yes.
Jay, you have your report ready or anything you want to add?
He unmuted himself. Hey Jay, we can't hear you. Nothing to add to the report.
Not sure, I have nothing to add. Treasurer?
Just this weekend, I bought 4 rooms at Spring Hill Suites for the speakers for the convention. So we're $800 cheaper than we were when I made the report.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Poor, but you know, Bill turned me on to what place and what rate to look for.
Yeah. Okay.
And it worked out well. And he said he's worried because we're 32 tickets short of breaking even on the conventions.
Sometimes you make money.
Last year we made a couple $1,000, but it was not till convention. We did fundraising at convention, but we had a few people like Jeff Orrick, who he stroked $1,000 check, I think. Jeff's might not even be coming to convention this year. I've been begging him.
Okay. Fundraising?
Nothing new to add other than I do have now all of the shirts with me, and I have a couple of young, decent-looking folks to maul them. So get hopefully before the end of this month, I'll have those shirts up online in the shop site as well. I just have to go and see what shipping costs are going to be, just for a FedEx size or something like that. So that should hopefully offer us a little bit more of a revenue stream before a convention, and whatever doesn't sell, we'll sell at convention, hopefully. And,
How many tickets have been sold so far?
let's see.
Because you had it.
And
Well, that's tickets and sponsorships.
I thought I broke it down. And actually, we got another one on there. I'm sorry about that. I thought I spliced it out in there. We were at $34.90 in sponsorships. So that's, and we sold one more ticket to Clayton there. So we're at about $3,600 on ticket sales right now. And it has been said by multiple people that it tends to be the end, towards the end when most of those come in. So if we're already ahead of the game, we might do pretty well with ticket sales going down the stretch and come out pretty well.
campaigns? Is Richard with us? Is he on?
No, he's going to be, he's gonna be here at 7:15-ish.
All right, we'll, when he gets here, we'll get his report from him. Reach, we have none right now. How about regions?
So I'm going to be filling in on the spot on the committee for the fundraising contract. I don't have a draft yet, but I told Matt that I'd kind of look at maybe some other versions out there and take some of the feedback that we had talked about in our meeting and kind of incorporate it in so that we can have something more to work with. Something else to add on the meetup front, I did send out an email to everyone who had not been active within the last 6 months. I pulled the information of all of the members, and it looks like it's about 700 or so people. And I used the theme of it was I kind of made it mostly about convention, and I put links to the meetup page. And also put it at my own return address on there and told them if they needed any information about counties or information about starting a development group, to let me know.
All right. Do we have Mike Stapleton on?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Mike.
I hope all the board had a chance to read the email from David Aitken. I just wanted to immensely thank him for being able to put this together with our lobbying efforts and getting everything out to registered libertarians that we have loaded in Nation Builder. If you'd like, I can go over some of the data that David included in the email, but if not, I will, hopefully each one of the board members have had a chance to see what one of our lobby emails looks like. That we've been sending out for the past 4 weeks. If not, I can email an example of that. And other than that, I just want to apologize for not getting a report in this time. I'm just tasked to death at work right now due to staff shortages, and I'm trying to avoid every steps I possibly can without resigning my position, and hopefully my work issues will be rectified before the 1st of March. But if anybody has any other questions for me, just please let me know.
Thanks, Mike. Membership, is Ken with us?
Go ahead, Ken.
Ken, are you with us?
He's on.
You might be muted.
Maybe a bathroom break or something.
Oh, there he goes. Nothing to add.
Okay. Ken, if you could hear us, we didn't get a report from you again this month. We need to get those reports, and I know once in a while it's difficult, but we can't go months on end without reports. Communications.
I don't really have much to, I'm just checking on here. I'm sorry, I've had a very busy week. The only thing I really have to add in here, I think I said on here I was scheduled to, but since the time of this report, I had appeared on the Tom Woods program, and that went, I've gotten like a ton of friends requests in it. And if you want some entertainment value, go to the LP National Facebook page right now where they posted the interview and see how many non-libertarians are getting triggered by my hair. It's quite amusing. And that's probably all I have to add to that.
In response, Ken said, updated today, apologies.
Okay. Records.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. We're having some trouble, maybe Dave, you have the answer.
The SOS disc being properly imported into Nation Builder, is that working now?
Seems to be.
Okay. I mean, we're not ending up with double records.
Yes,
Well,
we are.
We are ending up with, we are probably ending up with double records due to the fact that we could get somebody who signs up on our website, they go into the database, 3 weeks later, they register Libertarian, then the SOS file comes in and doesn't know where to put it, so it adds a new record. We've got 2 records in there. And
There's no way to link them. We don't have social security numbers or something unique.
No.
When there is something unique, Nation Builder will link it, but more often than not, it's not unique. There's some people we have 6 records for, so double records would be a blessing. We've got, my thought on this, and I don't know whether anyone would agree, I don't think we should be importing the SOS data till we need it. What do we need to have it in there 4 times a year for? We don't mail things to people. When we know we're going to mail something to people, then put it in there. We don't get email addresses from them, and all we do is email.
It's been a long time problem with doing that because we want the updated information for the SOS, but we don't want to write over when we've updated the information.
Well, I mean, I think we could
Well-
stick the data on our Google Drive, but not import it into Nation Builder until we actually need it, and maybe have once a year import, and then we won't end up with 6 records. Maybe we'll just end up with 2.
I don't think it's the SOS data that's doubling up, because on the file is the SOS ID. Okay, and when we have the SOS ID, I'm sure that's where it goes.
So Nation Builder will match it based on the SOS ID.
Right.
That's pretty smart.
And there are fields reserved for the data that comes from the SOS. So there shouldn't be any conflicts there.
Can you merge contacts through?
Oh, yeah, you can, it's tedious.
But you have to do it manually.
You have to do it
Yeah.
manually.
Yeah, well, there's thousands, so.
It's just
Yeah,
hours
there's a
and days.
lot, there are quite a few duplicates in,
I've noticed.
in one zip code. I have probably more than 40 duplicates, and some of those duplicates have 3 or 4 records.
Mhm.
And most of those are not registered Libertarians.
Why are they in if they're not registered?
Outreach.
Well, we got them from someplace.
Signed up on the website, outreach booth.
Yeah, shown interest.
Yeah,
Do you have something, Dad?
Well, yeah, if there's an export function, there's probably a fairly simple process that we could go through to remerge records.
Oh, well, okay. Finding the duplicates is very easy. I get it by downloading the entire zip code and then sorting it by last name and first name. And going through that is really trivial. I mean, you can pick them up and nothing flat.
Yeah, but there's 10,000, 100,000 records.
Well, it's a tedious process, and you take it at a time, and then you work through those. There is a procedure that I think will let us merge records much more quickly than what Nation Builder offers us. I did some digging in their archives and found a procedure that we could use that actually merges 2 records, and it's very simple. And I just need to get, I guess, some kind of go-ahead for that, and I can work it through the chair. Or
Yeah, I
whoever.
probably have to do that through Jay. He's the one who knows the guts of the database.
Okay.
Because the Nation Builder, it's not hard to find it in Nation Builder. You hit find duplicates, it'll find it for you, but the process.
Did you have something, Dad?
Jay mentioned that David did well with the import, and Richard has joined.
Okay.
I still have a couple more items. Should I just keep going? All right.
Oh, but you had a question here on the SOS data. March?
Yeah, that's my next thing. Plan is to purchase the March disc. So many reasons. March 15th. Are we still going to do that?
Yeah, we need it for
Okay.
credentialing.
And it takes about a week or so, so we'll have it in time for the
So you're gonna order it when?
March 15th.
I would order it before. Oh,
See, I'm just wondering when they update.
they update it the first week of the month. So if you order it on the 6th, it will have, because I called and asked them a couple
Okay.
months ago.
Thank you.
So order it on the 6th and it will have the most current data. Even if you waited a week, they only update it once a month.
Okay. But we want to get it to make sure.
Yes.
Seeing as how the requirement to be a registered libertarian at the convention, the cutoff is the end of December. I don't think we need a new tape.
We do, because it's not just being registered by the end of December, it's maintaining registration through convention. There is always going to be a hole where we're gonna have to trust people's word, but at least we can cover the hole from December 25th to the beginning of March.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to look up the March database, and then we also have to look up the December database to see that they're days ago.
And, but we're buying tickets, I'm pre-credentialing at least them as of December,
Okay.
and then we'll just have to look up March. And I'm gonna be sending out a mailer asking people who are coming only to business
Right.
to respond on Nation Builder, to RSVP on Nation Builder. So I'm gonna have as big of a pre-credentialing list as possible, but I have a whole committee on this. We adopted a slogan, when the shit hits the fan, we have a plan.
Good. And then in the minutes, we did approve those, but if you had taken time to look at and scroll to the bottom, you would see that at January's meeting, we spent $1,800 in motions. So I'd just like to throw it out there, maybe John's the person to meet about this, that it's really easy to do motions to spend money, as opposed to the time it takes to fundraise.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
The Walter Block thing, I think, fell through the cracks, so that $400 isn't going to happen.
Okay.
And just throwing this out here for, well, maybe it's for the next board, but depending upon what happens with outreach, that Cinco might need to be, because we do not have an outreach director right now. The outreach director whose passion that was to do this is no longer here. And the board may want to reconsider that in light of that, and that would be an additional $400.
Oh, she hasn't paid
We
for
already
that one yet?
spent it.
I thought
Did we
already
say
did.
goodbye to pay for?
Yeah.
Okay, well then,
So we have 3 major pages that we paid for. That'd be nice if we showed up to.
yeah, I'm concerned.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we can't bail, we can't stand up.
We can't get the money back. Those are non-refundable.
Yeah.
Outreach was,
Pride Fest, Cinco de Mayo,
okay.
And People's Fair.
People's Fair are all paid for already.
Okay, well, the $400 is off for Walter Block, and the $300 we're gonna get back at a minimum, because
The
Right.
frame
Blake
it
and
up.
I will do the minimum bid.
Right.
Okay, so a couple other things. We have a motions database now, thanks to Karen. So there is a database of all motions made at all meetings. It's searchable by amount of money or by topic or whatnot. So you could say convention and bring up all those. So that right now is in the records folder on the board of directors section. And let's see, outreach gear storage. Now that we're, where are we storing this stuff? We're just gonna leave it at Marie's until she squawks?
Half of it's at my house, and I'll have the other half. Maria's feeling a little ill on top of everything else, so she's getting. I got half of it from her husband, and I'll go up and get the other half.
There's more than that, though. Jay has a whole trailer at his house.
Right,
Oh,
and
God.
he's moving too.
Oh God!
You know, we used to have a storage facility, but it drained $170 every month out of
Yeah.
our.
God, I'm gonna shoot myself for this, but if people will help me get it there, I have a spare bedroom, and I will offer my spare bedroom as storage for our whatever it is.
Well, we can rent a storage space for the trailer if we could use that space more efficiently. I don't know how full it is, I haven't seen it. But if there's more room in there and we need additional space, we can rent a spot for the trailer for about $30 a month.
Can we just park the trailer at your house?
Where?
Oh, you have a house, don't you?
It's against the covenant.
We have covenants too.
Oh, okay. All right, so maybe you're gonna organize a movie party at some point?
And it's not a whole lot what I got right now. I mean,
How much does
I
Marie
could
have right now?
She's got about twice. She's got about as much as I brought in one load. So I could fit 4 more of those loads in that room if I had to.
Well, here's what I suggest, is that we find someplace, you take what Marie has now, maybe we can find someplace temporarily to park the trailer, but I think this decision should probably wait till we elect a new outreach director who may want it at their house.
Yeah, yeah, and that's,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine. They more than welcome.
And if we
to
have
come get it at
multiple
my
candidates,
house.
that might be one of the
Yeah, criteria.
things.
Okay, that's everything I have. All right.
Thank you, Mike. Richard, are you with us now?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't have anything to add to my report unless somebody has any questions.
No questions for her. All right, LNC report.
I sent a newsletter out. I hope you guys are all subscribed to the newsletter. So that basically is the report. There's there hasn't been anything new, but something I can clarify that you guys may remember that I was very upset in December that the LNC passed a deficit budget, and I'm still very triggered by that. We got in the financial reports for January that showed a reserves of approximately, these are round numbers, $235,000, which sounds awesome. But I asked the treasurer if we follow our deficit budget and stuck to it, and let's assume reserves don't increase, wouldn't our reserves really only be $35,000 since we passed a negative $200,000 deficit? And he said, yes, your understanding is correct.
Sure.
The Libertarian Party should not be passing deficit budgets.
Others for that.
And the historical committee is going well. That's the only other thing. I'll be appointing members this week. And one of the people that volunteered is an archivist that volunteers for the Mormon Church. And if you know about their scanning facilities, that's fantastic to get that because they archive a lot of stuff. But so that's where that's at.
Okay. Standing committee reports, do you have anything? Technological committee? Okay. State Convention Committee. Bill, are you with us now?
I am. That was an awesome echo.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to break this down into my subcommittees and let each subcommittee head give their reports. We're going to start with Matt DeGennaro. I hope I pronounced that right, and I'll let him give his first, and then we'll have Karen do business. Kim is not here to cover the decoration side, and Eric is here with us as well to do the graphics, and we have nobody right now working on actually, we have Steve Gallant is there, and I don't think he's done anything yet, but we just got him on board helping with contacting media and writing promotional things for that. So, Matt, go ahead.
Well, I guess right now I just did the math. The total is $3,490 in sponsorships, $3,533.50 in ticket sales. Bill they tried doing a phone banking for Jeffco. They got about 40 calls out. Did one a few weeks ago on our end, got about 60 out. Have another one planned for this coming Saturday. What I've been focusing on, I don't know exactly how I'm going to parse it out right now, but a lot of what I'm trying to focus on, because I know cost is a big deal for people. So what I did is I went to Nation Builder and I exported the Westminster contacts, thinking might have a better shot of getting some local people, and that's who Bill called. We haven't had a great success with the ticket sales. You know, I had low-hanging fruit on mine. I just called Bruce up, but we're trying it, and people are responding well in the fact that we're giving an effort. They like seeing these kind of things happen. So we'll have a couple more events with that, trying to move some ticket sales before the convention at this point. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we have some seeds planted that'll sprout into some serious dough, but that is yet to be seen.
Okay, Aaron, business.
It's going well. It's going swimmingly. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be huge. You're going to love it. Best business ever.
Just terrific.
The final credentials and party business I'm entertaining you immensely today. The final credentialing protocols and party business protocols report will be in the board's hands this week. I had to add a couple things and I've just been really busy. So that will be out this week. I mean, everything's, I think, together. We'll see how smoothly it goes, but we definitely have the plans in place.
Okay, that brings us to Eric.
All right. As far as graphics go, I got the latest graphic updates that reflect the changes people wanted me to make because of people who are no longer associated. Other than that, as far as graphics go, I don't really have much else, although I do have a question for Karen offline, unless I can ask it now.
I don't think so. I think Eric.
That was mean.
But, all right, let's back up a little bit. Is that a question that we all need to hear? Is that a question that we all need to hear, Eric?
Not really, just mostly pertains to the graphics subcommittee.
Okay, I think you can ask Karen after the fact. Thanks, Eric.
All right.
Yep. Okay, I just need a question from Matt on what our actual total of ticket sales and sponsorships is.
The two numbers I gave you added. 7,023.50 in total.
You said 7,023.50.
Pardon?
What was that number you said?
7,023.50.
That makes no sense. It's too many numbers.
Thank you.
Oh, 7023.5.
Yeah, there's a decimal in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a swimming success. We're all going to Chili's.
Okay. All right, so here's where we're at. We've got 750 for the band, 73.50 for the venue, 1036 for the casino. We've got 200 budgeted for travel for Austin Peterson. Arvin Vora and Sarah Stewart will be paid for by Matthew Hess. We have no travel expenses for them. Alicia Dern, Corey Faconier are both attending of their own free will. We will not be paying for their travel expenses. We are, however, getting them a room. And then we have Cecil Ince, who wants $85 for gas. So that's all of our speakers. Then we have 1615 for audio visual and 4 rooms at 80904, which brings our total expenses to $11,845.04 at this time. I think we probably need to request that the board increase our budget by $2,000, and I don't see us using all of that. But at this time, Karen and I have gone back and forth over this budget several times, and we don't see any place where we can really cut expenses without dramatically affecting the outcome of the convention. That said, that's kind of my request from you guys today, is to increase our budget by $2,000. And like I said, I don't see that we're going to use all of that. I just want to have a little bit of a buffer to cover anything that we may need. Right now, we're at, as Matthew said, $7,235, which gives us a running total negative revenue of $3,765. I think we can make that up in ticket sales. That comes up to, give me just a second, I got to pull up a calculator.
Thoroughly confused. Can I ask you some questions, Bill?
Yes.
What was our originally approved budget?
11,000.
And how much of those, you rattled off some figures of stuff that's already accounted for. How much does that total to?
11,845.
Okay, so we're already $845 over budget.
Correct.
And you didn't include in that brochures, which is going to be about $100.
We did not.
And name badges, which I have no idea how much that's going to be. I think that's what Eric wants to talk to me about.
They're $50. I mean, in past times we bought them for $50.
With the holders you're talking about? Yeah, I already bought those. That isn't even included. I've given some expenses to John that isn't included in this figure, and I fundraised a little bit for them.
So I just want to clarify, guys, we are 30 tickets away from breaking even on this, and I don't see any issue with us breaking those numbers. I'm sure you're all aware that we are well ahead of what ticket sales generally are in any other convention year. However, we still have to sell those 30 tickets to break even, and we've got phone banking events scheduled in Jeffco, as well as the one that Matthew has scheduled, and then we'll have people who are picking up on the emails that were sent out by George, and of course all of the people that are picking up on getting convention tickets from the state page on Facebook. So I don't think we're going to lose out any money on this, and I think there's still a great opportunity to make money. But without having the budget increased, I don't think that we're going to be able to pull this off, at least because we've already renegotiated everything several times to get the lowest price possible.
Bill, is that 30 more ticket sales in order to get to the 11,000 or to the 13,000 you're proposing?
That's to the 11. That's to cover the 11,845. That's to cover what we have. That's why I'm asking for a budget increase of $2,000, not a budget increase of $845.
Total tickets sold so far is under 30?
No, it's about 40.
That's kind of a weird number to push out because you have the sponsorships and everything that goes along with it. So let me just.
Those are free tickets. Just a ticket sold at $100 each. You got about $3,000. That'd be about 30. So we're planning on doubling what we've sold so far to break even.
Yeah, I do think there's going to be a few more sponsorships that will come through. There's a lot of seeds planted on that one. But
raises several issues. We need to push fundraising at the convention.
I'm with you. And the casino chips.
We usually raise, $8,000.
I do not think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
people.
Last year we didn't. Just give me 1 second. Last year we didn't raise that much. We raised almost 3,000, I think.
I remember 4,500, but.
Oh no, I could be wrong, but it wasn't 8.
You're right.
You're right. This year, we know one person who wrote $1,000 check that's probably not going to be here, and just in my communications with some party old timers, they're not planning on coming. They're either burnt out or they're disillusioned. So we're talking about a crop of new people. And we don't have anyone, Steve didn't volunteer, so I forgot who volunteered. Bill, you can correct me. We don't have anyone who's good at standing up and riling up people to open their wallets. We had anticipated Nathan doing that. Now that's not going to happen. So we don't have anyone to be our fundraiser, and that really concerns me.
So we could have like Caldera come in and do that for us, since we're offering him a sponsorship anyway.
I've reached out to 3 different people today, and all 3 people have turned me down, and I have a 4th person that I was going to talk to later today. I can't remember what his name is. He was a previous state chair before David K. Williams, if anybody knows who he is.
No, before Dave Williams.
So before Dave
Travis Banks, is that who you're talking about?
Nix.
Nix. Yeah.
That's correct.
He's good. Travis will do a good job.
He says yes.
Okay, then I'm guessing we're going to have somebody put a motion for an increase of budget here.
Bill, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Do you think we could get away with $1,200 increase in budget?
I'm not sure where we're at as far as what the final expenses will be on the brochures or whatever, or the name badges, and those are kind of up in the air. I think all of the other prices we've already negotiated, like I said, the absolute lowest prices that we can get. So they're pretty much set in stone. There's nothing we can really change. I'd like to point out to the board, however, that the majority of the expenses are in fact the venue and the audio visual, of which the board needs to run business meetings at the convention. So there wasn't much left over for us to run the rest of the convention after getting everything for the business itself.
So, Bill, could you think you can meet us in the middle at 1,500? Because I can see a lot of looks around the room when you say $2,000.
I understand completely that everybody is freaking out over this. Believe me, I'm looking at this and going, we still have to sell 30 more tickets, and I am on everybody. And if you ask anybody that's on the committee that's sitting at that table right now, they'll all tell you I am on them every single day about promoting this stuff so that we can sell as many tickets as possible. I want to make this a great success. So I could probably do it at 1,500, but I'm saying to have that barrier in there so we don't have to come back to the board. I don't see that we're going to spend all of it. Right now, we're $845 over budget before we do anything else.
So that's 650.
Technically, it's more than
So,
that. Yeah,
Somebody want to make a motion?
right. Let me do some math here. We've got 11, 8, 4, 5, and I want to get shoot. Okay, so basically, I'm asking for a buffer of $1,155. I think we could probably do it with a buffer of $500, Matt. You're right. So 1,500 would probably be good.
That buffer's a raise.
So we need to sell 45 more tickets in order to get that number to work.
Give me just a second. Let me run a little more math here.
Close enough. We don't have to be exact on this.
Yeah, and this is an off season, 45 tickets.
Yeah,
is huge.
well, and you also have to remember in your numbers, Bill, you don't know who's going to pay $125. We'll take advantage of the coupon code. There's a bit of variable in that.
That's true.
How much realistically do you think we're going to raise at that convention is the other story. I think a conservative number, if we get
$2,000.
somebody to stand up, is $2,000.
And well, in the casino chips, I think the way the casino chips are priced, I think you might be surprised what we pull out of that.
Okay, let's say $500, say $2,500 conservatively we can expect to raise.
So if we were able to get to 10.5, we can be solvent at least coming out of
So
it.
25 tickets would do it if you raise 2,500.
A lot of ifs, but yes.
25 tickets.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we're looking at, sorry, Craig.
but
I
not
don't
everyone on
expect
the
us to
board has
solve
bought their tickets yet. I
So
have,
there's enough.
I have that on my list here. It says Hound Board. So that's another thing. If the entire board would get their tickets.
I got a second ticket. So.
All right. So do we have a motion here?
I'd like to put a motion that we extend the convention committee's budget by $1,500.
Any objections? Okay. Treasurer?
That makes it $1,250, right?
Yes.
So that's a yes on you.
Wait, do we have objections?
No, he had
no
a
objections.
point of information. He had
Oh,
a
okay.
request for information.
Now you want me to vote?
No,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Yes.
Oh, no, he was asking.
There's
for
no
objections.
votes. No votes.
If there's no objections, there's no.
No vote.
Kind of point of information too. What is the worst case scenario? What happens if that doesn't happen? I mean, does it really, there's no convention or is?
What's
No.
our reserves,
We're in
John?
debt for a while.
1,500
We've done that
reserve.
before.
15.
We've eaten into that quite a bit already.
I think
But
what George is asking is if we don't give him the authority to spend the $1,500, what happens? What happens is that some of the things we advertised and people paid money already for won't happen, or the one thing that we're required to do at convention, which is hold a decent party business session, will be utter shit. There'll be no microphones, nothing. No projection, which means then we'd have to pass everything out on paper, which
That's
would cost
cost.
a pretty penny.
Okay, so at one point we did buy microphones in order to avoid having to pay these outrageous AV things, but I guess that those are not available anymore.
No idea where those are. I've never seen them.
And we have a projector. We have all the equipment because we got tired of paying the AV charges.
Never seen it.
But in all the moves, we misplaced that. You didn't see it.
I sure didn't. It wasn't in the first batch I got. I'll tell you that much.
You don't hear
Who
Johnson
may know where some of that's at, but we would still need I'm not so sure it'd be sufficient because the projector's not the big cost. It's the way we have to do the screens there because we're not allowed to use the facility screen and we're not allowed to hang anything on the walls.
Right, but we have a standalone screen that we use at past conventions.
Maybe Jeff Oric has it. Doesn't Jeff still have a storage facility somewhere?
That would save us $1,600.
Well, not.
Not that much.
No.
That's our AV charge.
Well, the tough thing about that too, though, is you also have to make it worth Steve's time to go down there. He's been negotiated down to his bone too. So you start taking away some of the ways you can make cash off of it too. It'll.
Steve is
The audio guy.
visual guy.
Oh, okay.
It's a
been very
really
fair with
big
us.
room, the party business room, and he's doing it. He's actually doing a couple screens to make sure everyone can see. And the microphone setup last year sucked, let me be frank. Having one microphone on each board table and everyone had to get up or pass it along like you're at some cheap ass karaoke club. It isn't the way he's planning on doing it. And the parliamentarian would have a wireless microphone. The things are set up professionally this year as befitting the third largest political party. So
The expense really is not the expense of the renting the equipment because he's letting us use the equipment for no charge. It's the labor to set it up and tear it down that's the expense.
Mm-hmm.
and to make sure it's running smoothly, to have to do the technical work. But
And
here's
Jeff
also,
used to do that. Yeah.
here's also the kicker though, and there's no way to avoid this. I went down to the hotel a second time to try to avoid this. We'll have to think of this for future convention planning because this was a bit poor planning on everyone's part, not to say anyone in particular. But party business is taking place in half of the banquet room. What it means is we have to set up and tear down each day. Party business room is not being set up overnight to someday. So that is another thing. And I went to see if we could use one of the other rooms that and kind of leave it set up. It's too small. Fire marshal, too small, won't work. It's the only way it can work, and that's unfortunate.
That's just
Next
the
year,
venue, yeah.
it's got to be different.
All right, well, we've
Okay.
already passed this. So.
What's the audio visual bill?
$1,600.
$1,615, and that's AV for all 3 nights or all 3 days.
It's not just business. It's for that fancy panel discussion we're having. He's given us fancy stuff on Friday for the band, and I forget BOGO, whatever he called them, the POGO, whatever.
When I say that those are the largest expenses, $7,350 of that went directly to the venue, and unfortunately we contacted 35 different venues and got quotes from them, and that was the cheapest quote we got anywhere in the Denver metro area. So the second largest expense, while it is AV, all of that expense is not necessarily related to business. I think 600 of that is actually business of the 60, but we can't cut that down really.
Actually, I think closer to 800 is business, but yeah, it's about half.
Okay. Well, we passed this. Is there anything else you want to bring to the table here, Bill?
There was, I needed you to make a motion on something that you were going to write down, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, Uber cars.
Say that again?
Uber.
Oh,
Rush
yes.
speaker.
Since the speakers are going to be at a different hotel than where they're going to be speaking, we have to arrange transportation for them. So I would propose that we give the hotel our debit card and have them arrange for the Uber rides back and forth for the speakers.
Is that how Uber works? Don't you have to have it saved into an?
I have Uber account, and yeah, you have to have an account pre-set up. You can't have the hotel.
You can't just have the hotel call with your debit card.
Well,
That's not how it works.
All the hotels have a Uber account, and so all we
So they
have to
put
do
it
is-
on their account, and then
And then you
bill
pay
them.
them, okay.
Cool.
So I guess the motion that needs to be made, I'll go ahead and make it. Put that on the agenda because we're probably going to have about between $50 and $75 worth of travel expenses.
Do we really question for that? Isn't that just part of the convention cost?
Yeah, probably not. That's part of the overage that we just built into the things.
Yeah.
And we
think we're
could
already-
discuss it next month, see how much more we spend in tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a board meeting before convention.
Okay. What else, Bill?
I think that covers everything unless the board has any questions.
What do you expect the brochures to cost?
I don't have any expectation. I think that Amy said that in previous conventions it's cost $100 to $200. She said that they were pretty cheap to do.
I've got a quote for $100, but it's assuming a certain number of pages, which may change, but assuming the same number of pages as last year, which might be a low assumption, it's 97 cents a copy, and we said 100 copies, so 100 bucks.
Yeah.
And name badges?
That we do not know. Got to meet with Eric on that.
We've had people print those on their own printer in the past, so.
I'm not printing.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. You have some to add here?
I actually, well, I had convention down here later, but if you wanted to dispose of all convention talk now.
All right, we can mix up the order a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, couple things. I already hounded the board. That was on here. The advertisement, is there any update on that with the Denver Post?
So they did finally do it.
So it's done.
And this little thing is a sample of the ad that ran in the Denver Post. So, you know, we are famous now right there, our own quarter inch.
Well, that's awesome because I had a
But
heart attack.
that was our
last
least expensive option, and it was $70.
year. Okay,
And we're gonna do it again?
no.
Okay.
We just have to do one for legal requirement, and that's why we run the smallest possible thing we can.
For fundraising at convention, we had these fancy printed envelopes last year that we left on the table.
Right.
Does anyone know where those are? Do we have them?
I have a template that we've used in the past, but it depends on which envelope. The best envelopes are the ones that have the really big flap, and so you can.
Are you volunteering?
But no, I'm not. I'm
fundraising?
just telling you. I'm a historical document. At any rate,
Will you get
that's
that
why
from
you like me
Matt?
so much, Karen. But at any rate,
You have historical values.
because I am a historical document. But it's been a pain, and we've hand printed them. And the biggest pain is if you put the credit card stuff on the front page, people are really, or on the front of the envelope, people are nervous about having that on the outside where everybody can see it. And so if you have a tear off tab, then you got to buy those kind of envelopes.
Matt, will you get with Mike about, because that's fundraising, so we need those. I'm glad I thought of that because that hadn't come up already. I've made, just point to let the board know, I've did some invitations for press passes. Corey Hutchinson from Colorado Independent will come. Westward is considering coming because I've been in contact with them over other issues. So we have a good relationship with Westward right now. And invited Colorado Public Radio, but I haven't heard back from her. Not only do I have a note to hound the board about buying tickets, there's also the issue that I would like to hear a plan. I think George is spearheading this of the party information table because I don't think we have it yet a good plan for that. And that's, I mean, this, we like to talk about the foo-foo and the speakers and all that, but I'm always the one to bring us back to our purpose here is to do party business and promote this party, not Austin Peterson, not any of the other people. Nobody else's speeches matter. This is about the party. So I'm really concerned about a plan for the party information table.
If I may jump in there, getting all the stuff from Marie now with the outreach,
Okay.
and I have some pictures I'll share with you when we
Okay.
get done about what I have. We should, within the next 2 weeks here, George, I should have a pretty comprehensive list of the materials we will have available for the party information booth.
Speaking
And,
of which, we ordered
some
these
volunteers.
extra LP news, and they came in a couple days ago. So that's something we can put on the. So I don't know who ordered them. Somebody ordered them.
All right.
know what? I'll take them because I've got a box of stuff I'm bringing to convention. Just I'll grab those. So I have the T-shirts, I have the backpacks, all the crap we've been ordering. So I would hope some board members maybe will volunteer for that party information table as well. But I would encourage you, Matt, and I would encourage George to take a look at what I did for the party business protocols. I know everyone tends to think you don't need things in writing. You need things in writing because there will be things you forget. You should have a checklist of supplies like that fundraising envelope, but you're going to need to get with the facility ahead of time. How many tablecloths do you need? How many tables do you need? What size do you need? All of this stuff, if you don't have a checklist, it's going to get screwed up. That's just the nature of it. I'm very good organizer. If I don't have a checklist, I'm going to screw it up. So I would really highly suggest that for both activities, for the party information and for your vendor booths. And I think that's it. That's my rant is over.
Okay. Trade show trio, that's you?
Yeah, okay.
Which one?
Trade show trio.
Are we skipping the convention platform?
Oh, yeah, you just.
Constitution, or committees
Chair,
convention,
choosing
or
myself.
platform and constitution bylaw
Yeah.
committees?
Skip some.
Before we go on to new business?
It's not on my list.
Well, special committees.
Or do we want to try and finish all the convention stuff? No, that's a trade show, that's different.
That's different. Well, it's related to convention, but it's different.
Okay. Do we want to do
Okay.
platform committee or?
Platform committee?
Report submitted, published, will not be printed at convention except for maybe 5 copies. We're gonna tell people that they have to get it on their smartphone or whatever, and we'll have a QR code for it. If some people throw special fits, we'll have a few printed copies. Today was the deadline for member submissions per our constitution. No member submissions, so everything we've heard, it's closed. I mean, technically somebody, I suppose, could submit one at midnight, but at midnight tonight, it's closed. Same thing for Constitution bylaw, so I'm not giving his report. The same deadline is today, 2 board meetings before the convention, so this was the last day.
Okay. Richard, do you have anything for the bylaws committee?
No, I don't. Yeah, I think Karen Ann got the only thing I was going to just mention, that there is nothing else. Other than we did email out the board, one that was co-signed by me and Karen Ann, regarding our basically what we have to have in our bylaws per Prop 108. So that's the only thing, and I will be presenting that first when it comes to my report at convention.
Okay. All right, back to the trade show trio.
Okay, this was approved either last month or the month before for $500 for Marie to purchase a trade show trio so that we would have new signage at the convention. And what it comprised was a new banner with the new logo, a horizontal banner, a vertical banner, and a tablecloth emblazoned with the Libertarian Party of Colorado on it. That hadn't been ordered. I took it over from Marie when she resigned, and I've been working with the company. But I have to say that I'm not happy with the product. For one thing, the tablecloth they don't have in gray. So the branded colors from National are a dark gray. Yeah, it's like that. Whether we like it or not, that's the branded colors. They don't have the tablecloth in gray, so we had almost ordered one in black. While I am a very big fan of black and yellow for obvious reasons, it's not our branded color, and it will look terrible with everything else. The banner is going to be gray, and then the table will be black. It will look like we hobbled something together. I did an internet search, and there are companies that make gray tablecloths. Also, I think the price is really high. When it was $450 when I asked them how much if we omitted the tablecloth. She said like $350. So that means a horizontal banner and a vertical banner are costing us $350. I can get that same vertical banner from Staples for $70, and I could buy that vertical banner from a company I've used 2 times now for the Radical Caucus for $100. So I can get the same products for half price. And I think I could get the tablecloth for about $150. Plus, I have to tell you, this is my judgment. It's not to criticize Marie's judgment. I don't care for the designs that were submitted. I work more in graphics, and I just think they could be a little snazzier. Like, hold up that bumper sticker. That's exactly what the banner looks like. I think that's terribly plain, except for it says of Colorado. I think we should put the party of principle or birthplace of the Libertarian Party or something on it in italics to snazz it up and make it a lot more specific to Colorado. Also, the vertical banner was going to be the Nolan quiz. I don't really see the point in that. We're not going to use it for the quiz because those banners are floppy. They're not stiff in the back. We already have an easel with the Nolan quiz. Why are we doing that? So I'm going to revisit with the board, and I have pictures on my computer if anyone wants some, what Ohio did. And it's very, very cool. And I talked to the Ohio chair the other day, and that is they have 2 vertical banners, clowns to the right of me, you jokers to the left. And it is fantastically attractive. It brings people to the booth. He said they haven't really had negative reactions. People think it's great. They sent me their graphics. So for the same price that got approved, I can get us a a horizontal banner, 2 vertical banners in that style that I think will just make our outreach booths pop and draw people to it, and a gray tablecloth. So even though we started negotiating with this company, I would like to cut it off. The price is way too high, and I do not like the product that they're offering us. And for the same budget, so what I'm basically asking the board is just I want to do those 2 vertical banners, and the rest is already something you guys approved. As long as I keep it under budget, that you trust my judgment in the graphics department to get some nice things for convention. I'll have to bust ass to get it in this last month, but I can. And if you want to see those, the donkey thing, I have it here on my computer. It's actually super cool. I should have had this up.
About $500 for this.
I probably will get more product, better product for $450, $470. Okay, here's the two banners here. So it's like clowns to the left, vertical. Of course, we changed that Libertarian Party of Ohio to us. Jokers to the right, and they're on the 2 vertical banners that you put on either side of the table. And I have pictures of Ohio doing it. And Ohio is not the bastion of let's rah set our hair on fire. They're pretty conservative, and they've had good luck with this.
Now, the way those are set up with right and left, if you have the elephant on the right, he's facing away, and if you have the donkey on the left, he's facing away. So maybe you should flip the donkey.
No, those arrows go both, I think. I'll have to look at how they
hung it.
Well, yeah, to the right and to the left, so it faces away from your booth.
Okay.
And you're in, right there. So that way. And I think it
Where
looks.
the butts are.
Yeah, basically. So it looked really cool in Ohio when I saw it, and they were very kind enough to send me the graphics. They just asked for small print on the bottom saying, image use courtesy of Libertarian Party of Ohio.
That's fine.
Because their designer did it. So that's what I would like to get ready for convention, and I'm willing to bust butt to get it in a month, but it can be difficult. So I think I'll get us better, more product under budget.
I don't think we need a
no reason
motion.
that we
No.
have to approve this because the number's been approved and it's been dropped in your lap, so.
No motion.
Just I didn't want to surprise you guys. Conceptually, I wanted you to know what I was doing.
Good job, good job.
Mailing new libertarians, that's you too.
Oh, well, tell Bill, he's gonna have to wait. I got agenda items. Is there any progress on that? Because I'm gonna just keep putting this on the agenda every month till it's done.
I'm glad you continue to push it, but I don't see anything. in the
Ken
reports.
send you the letter?
Nobody has sent me anything.
Ken needs to send you the letter. I've already said my time is volunteered as soon as everything is ready, and I'll mail it out myself. But I thought he sent you out the letter.
Ken is still online, but his mic status might be questionable.
Okay,
Well,
we don't have,
something to add to this again, and I will say this every month. We raised money for this, and I view that kind of like opium, and I don't like opium. Not opium. I love opium.
Oh.
I don't like opium, which is other people's money that they donate to us for this purpose. And I can tell you, if I were, and I don't know if any of our members are paying attention, but I would expect anyone who donated money to this to be holding the board accountable for not having this done. This is a big deal. We raised about $300 for this. To me, that's not chump change, and we need to do something with this. It's unacceptable to me. I'm just gonna say that again, and I will put that on next month's agenda again.
okay, so this is Ken and you, Matt?
Yeah, she should just be able to send you that letter. It's been edited and
What were you
Gotta-
sending it to me for?
gotta get
Here's
it.
the one.
I'm not
Well, then
mailing,
Ken needs to get it
I'm
printed
not
out.
mailing it.
Yeah, well, Ken, who do we go to get it printed out then?
But hey, that's something you guys got to figure out.
Yeah,
I'm not-
so Ken, we better figure that out. Yeah, I've got a lot on my plate with that. I was able to offer my editorial and I'll mail it, but that's about what I can do.
Bill's like texting me stuff, and I have no idea what he's asking.
Better you than me.
He's, okay. We did convention and we did meet up, follow-up. George brought that up in his report. I'm waiting to see what Bill's trying to say.
So we're in new business now. March BOD meeting.
Board of Directors. I don't know who put that on there.
Who added that for new business?
Interesting abbreviation.
Cancel to attend convention meeting.
Well, maybe we're skipping that.
I'll talk. So I didn't put it on there, but I will say whoever did, and it might have been Jay, this is a bad idea because our bylaws dictate for platforming Constitution and Bylaws Committee that the submissions have to be submitted 2 meetings before convention, which means if we don't have another meeting before convention, we shot ourselves in the foot and violated our bylaws. So that's not really an option. We have to meet in the beginning of March as well as the end of March.
Plus, we're going to have last-minute convention business. I think it's irresponsible, but
In the past, we have skipped the meeting on the month of the convention. Just saying.
not when I've been around.
Okay, well, the way I see it, we can't cancel that.
No.
Is there any other new business?
We can get done early.
Nothing else?
Good, I got to go back to work.
Wow.
Frank, you wanted some time now?
Yep, that's right. Just as your liaison to Center Right Coalition that met this morning, there's sort of the handouts, 2 handouts, you may have seen them, plus a 3rd handout that came from me. On the back of the 3rd handout with regards to approval voting in Lafayette on the 21st of February, there'll be a reception at Corelli's in Boulder on Baseline. Me and the sponsors are going vigorous with it, and so come and eat and pig out at my expense.
Well, that's all. It sounds like a good offer.
And I think that sort of, any questions?
No.
As a flavor for Center Right, I think the members are holding their breath, waiting to see if Trump's going to be a liability or an asset to the Republican Party.
I could tell them that.
We asked it to the Libertarian Party.
And Steve House, as chair of the Republican Party, is not running for re-election. So there's 2, a George with a Greek name and Jeff with another name are running. And so it's dominated by Republican inner politics, but that's sort of the crowd. Any questions? Anyone? Ken wasn't able to make it today because of a sore throat, but he is, I don't know what the relationship is. I go as a liaison, but I think Ken may be your official ambassador to the Freedom Embassy. Pardon, Ken Weibel.
I think you are.
Okay, I don't know, but just, don't want to push my my status. Any questions? Thank you.
Anybody else have anything you want to bring to the table? Nope.
I guess my question I had is for the resolutions committee, do we get any resolutions that are submitted? It's up to those come to the committee members.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear you.
Oh, the resolution committee? Did we get any resolutions that are submitted?
There's nothing in our bylaws similar to platform and constitution that requires them to be submitted ahead of time. There's actually a bylaws proposal on the table for that because it's kind of very inconsistent, I think, in the way we handle it. But no, it's not required to be submitted ahead of time. no one has submitted anything ahead of time. If there are any, they'll probably be given to you the day of, and you'll have to have your own procedure on how you're going to decide whether to pass them to the delegates or not. It's the resolutions committee for the standing rules that's the gatekeeper, not a time frame the way it is with platform and bylaws.
Right.
Thank you for stepping up with that, Steve. Sure. Lee, you had something?
Ken says he also engages the Center Right Business Coalition.
Okay. Oh. All right, well, I guess on that, anybody want to move to adjourn?
Our world record here?
Yeah,
808.
pretty fast tonight.
I moved to adjourn.
Did you move?
Yes.
You did. All right. Any objections? We're finished, guys.